is Lika Seigel, and I'm the Artistic Director of Seattle Kokon Taiko. Typically at this time of year, my group would be getting ready, rehearsing hard for Mochizuki in 2021. However, this year looks a little bit different for us and for you. But it does afford us the opportunity to bring Taiko to you in your own homes. So today, I'm going to give you a brief introduction into Taiko, what Taiko is, and we'll play a little song together. So without further ado, let's get going. So all the drums that you see here today are called Taiko. This one, those two, because Taiko in Japan simply means drum, or fat drum. The drum that I'm going to be using today is called a chudaiko, or a nagado daiko. And it is made out of a stave barrel and skin with the hide of a cow, and it's tacked on, as you can see. Now, there are many different styles and types of taiko. The one that I have in the back here is called an okedo. It's also stave construction, but you can see that the heads are actually tightened using ropes. This one also uses ropes to tighten the heads. However, it's a much smaller body, much more higher pitched, because this drum is used primarily to hold the bass beat in a group, because its higher pitch cuts through the lower vibrations of the other drums. That's a little bit about the drums here. If you don't have a drum at home, that's not a problem. You can use anything to drum on today. You can use your fingers on the table, a pillow, an upside-down wastebasket. In our studio, we actually use 20-gallon mud buckets that we cut the bottoms out, and then we use shipping tape, strapping tape, to go all around and make a few layers, and the sound is great. And then for sticks, drum sticks, which are called bachi, we can buy a 4-foot dowel, cut them into 3 equal pieces, sand the edges really well so they don't mark your surface, and you've got a set plus a spare. So, but if you don't have any of those things today, it's not a problem. You can simply air bachi, or air drum. So that means just going through the motions that I show you and singing the song as we play. Simple as that. We often do that when we're learning new songs in our group. So, with that, the language of the drum is a little bit different. And you're saying, well, the language of a drum? Yes. Every sound that we make on the drum has a word associated, so that we can teach all the pieces orally, as it's an oral tradition. Because when we perform, we're not able to read sheet music, because we're dancing around and moving so much. So everything that you see, we have to memorize, all the choreography and all the music and all the transitions. So it's actually a very good thing for our memories. All right, so the tradition is called, of teaching with words, is called kuchishoga or kuchishowa. It means like mouth writing or mouth singing. There's not a direct translation, but that's pretty close. So what does that mean? That means every hit that we make has a sound or a word. For instance, if I hit the center of the drum really loud, it's called a D-O-N, or don. 2 hits is a doro, or a doko. We're hitting the drum very silently, very quiet. Little hits, it's called a tsu, T-S-U. 2 hits would be a tsuku. A hit on the rim is called a ka. 2 hits would be a kara. And then the very important word, the most important word of them all, is su, S-U. That's the rest. Pause. Because without that, it's just noise, right? It's not music, so you have to have the rest. So, just with those few words, we can create beautiful music. So the first song that I'm going to teach you today is called Renshi. Renshi was written by Seiji Tanaka. Seiji Tanaka is regarded as the father of taiko in North America. If you want to know more about the history of taiko, you might want to check out Stan Shikuma's video as well. He's a senior member of Seattle Kokon Taiko and very knowledgeable about all things taiko. So do check out his video. So the next thing I want to talk to you about is let's talk about bachi a little bit more. Bachi are held like you would a hammer, but not as strong. You want to have a loose grip on these, because you don't want the vibrations to travel up your arms and into your joints, because it can actually cause problems later. We want to form a circle with maybe our thumb and our index and our middle finger. That's typically the best thing to do for beginners. And hold it so that it still wiggles in your hand. You want to keep all your fingers on the bachi. No little fingers pointing out because those could get broken or hurt. So you want to keep all the fingers in. So nice loose grip. You want to have about 2 inches down below your fist. Again, so if you lose the bachi, you'll still have a little bit to hold on to. Okay? So about like this. So nice and loose. Good. All right, so the stance. How do we stand at a drum? A lot of what you see in Taiko is borrowed from movements like in martial arts or other movement arts like dance. The stance that we take at a drum is martial arts inspired. So this is going to be a wide stance on this style of drum, which is a horizontal drum on a stand called a betadai. So we stand like maybe with our feet maybe a few feet apart, like we're riding a wide horse. And we take our right leg and push it back just a little bit so that we can have that front to back stability. We keep our upper body very straight, the stomach in. And when I tell my students, it feels like someone's pulling the little hair on the top of your head as you're sinking down. So you want to be pulling up as well as sinking down so that you maintain this really strong, straight posture. Okay? So that's how we stand in front of a drum. Now with our bachi in our hands, we want to reach out toward the center of the drum. The tips of the bachi should just reach out toward the center. And you rest them as if they're resting on maybe a very small orange, like a mikan in the middle of the drum. That's what you want to be pointed to and just resting there. You don't want to put the tips on the drum, so just above, just like if you're resting on an orange. We also don't want to pinch your shoulders together. We want them to be nice and relaxed. There's no tension here. When we raise our arms, we raise them straight up, but not so far back that it's near our ears. We want our arms to be forward just a little bit. And then when we lift the other arm up, it passes just like it's a scissor. Okay, lift the other one up. It's like this. So this is the motion that we're going to be using today. Straight arms up, and arms down. So, because the surface is a horizontal surface, gravity is our best friend here. When we raise our arm up, all we have to do is let it fall down. Gravity is going to help us. If you notice, when my arm comes down, my elbow comes down first, then my hand, then my fingers. And if I was holding bachi, then the tip of the bachi. Okay? So it creates this whip action. That makes the tip of the bachi go very fast. And in that snap is where the volume comes from. The speed creates the volume. So in relaxation does as well. The more tense you are, the worse the sound. So we're just going to focus on straight arms up and then relaxing on the way down. Straight arms up, relaxing on the way down, like this. And here's a little bit in profile so you can see what I'm doing. See that? Just letting the arms fall. A little snap at the end. Yeah? Yeah, just like that. Good. Okay, relax. So that's how we're going to drum. This is how we're going to stand. So now, the song. The song has 5 lines. Today I'm going to teach you 2. The first line sounds like this, and we're going to sing it first. The first line. Don, su, don, su, don, su, don, su, do, ro, do, ro, do, ro, do, ro. Now if you notice, the second half of that line, my volume increased. That's because it's a crescendo. When you're playing taiko, we try to say it the way that we're going to play it. So we teach it in the same way that we're going to play it. So we want to say the loud hits loudly and the small hits very quietly. Okay, so let's try that one more time. And I'm going to count you in using Japanese, and then we'll start together. Ichi, ni, san, shi, and don, su, don, su, don, su, don, su, do, ro, do, ro, do, ro, do, ro. Okay, got that? All right. So now let's try to translate that to the drum. When I call yo, I want you to bring your bachi and point them to the center of your drum, or pretend that you've got a drum if you're air baching. And when I say sore, I want you to raise your arms up. That means get ready. Okay, so let's try that together. Ready? Yo. sore. Good. When I count to 4, we're going to start playing together. I'm going to mirror you. And you're going to start with your right hand. Everything here is right, left today. So we're going to start with your right hand. I'm going to start with my left. Ready? Ichi, ni, san, shi. Donsu, 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 donsu. Doro, 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 donsu, 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 donsu. Doro, 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 donsu, 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 donsu. Doro, 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 donsu, 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 donsu. Doro, 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 doro. Good. How'd you do? So we repeated that a few times. When we play the song, we actually only play each line twice. So we did 4 times, just so you had good practice. Okay, line 2 goes like this. Doro, tsuku, doro, tsuku, doro, tsuku, donsu, donsu. So it's basically 2 loud hits and followed by 2 soft hits. So 2 loud hits, 2 soft hits, 2 loud hits, 2 soft hits, 2 loud hits, 2 soft hits, and then 2 loud hits. Okay? All right. So we say that one more time together. Ichi, ni, san, shi. Doro, tsuku, doro, tsuku, doro, tsuku, donsu, donsu. Okay, you got that? All right, let's try to play it. So, yo, sore. Again, you're going to be starting with your right hand. Ready? Ichi, ni, san, shi. Doro, tsuku, doro, doro, tsuku, donsu, donsu, doro, tsuku, doro, tsuku, doro, tsuku, donsu, donsu. How'd you do? That one's a little bit more difficult. There's a lot more hits involved in that one. Okay, well, because this is a brief introduction into Taiko, we're going to hurry on and we're going to finish this up by adding both lines together. So we're going to do line 1 and line 2. Each line we're going to play twice, okay? So first we're going to say the kuchishoga, and then we're going to play the 2 lines. Ready? Ichi, ni, san, shi, and donsu, 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 donsu. Doro, 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 donsu, 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 donsu. Doro, 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 tsuku, doro, tsuku, doro, tsuku, donsu, donsu, dodo, tsuku, dodo, tsuku, dodo, tsuku, donsu, donsu. How'd you do? Okay. All right, let's try to play it together. Twice each line 1 and 2. Ready? Yo, sore. I'm going to count to 4 and then we play together. Ichi, ni, san, shi, and donsu, 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 donsu. Doro, 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 donsu, 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 donsu. Doro, 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 tsuku, doro, tsuku, doro, tsuku, donsu, donsu. you. Well, that is your introduction into Taiko for today. If you're interested, please come find us at seigel.org. We may hold classes in the fall, yet to be determined, but they do start in October, and Renshi is the first class that we teach for beginners. Thank you very much, and have a happy new year. Be well, be safe, stay healthy. Thank you very much. Arigatou gozaimasu.